Hello, we are live. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome, welcome to our matter time. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. We are going to have a conversation with Nimi soon. I'm so excited. This conversation, this matter time, we are going to do with Nimi. She's a beautiful spiritual guide and tarot reader, and she wants to hold the space for you to connect with yourself. And I think this space with her, this conversation will be amazing. And she will soon join. So I just want to thank everyone for spending this conversation with us. The idea for this matter time is to be a chat. It's like a conversation. We are in the same place virtually, and we just share a topic, and this time it will be about authenticity. So I hope you enjoy our conversation with Nimi, and let me just allow her to join. Yeah. I think I allow you to join Nimi. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hello.
Hi, can you see me
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. I can see you straight. Like, yeah. That's amazing. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Natalia?
I'm great. I'm so excited for this conversation together. I feel it's going to be a really nice time to talk, and for other people to join us now or later and listen about authenticity. So yeah, thank you for being.
Natalia, thank you so much for inviting me to this safe space together. And, I'm so excited that you've created this lovely container for us to have these types of discussions and inspire women around the world. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for saying yes for this crazy idea. I think it's an idea just to, like I said before, to have a mate or a tea and just to have a chat. And this time it's about authenticity. Yeah,
Absolutely.
should we start? Yeah,
Yes, let's start.
let's do it. So one of the first questions I want to ask you is to present yourself to everyone, to the who is joining now or who will join later, who you are, what you do, how you offer yourself to everyone.
Sure. So my name's Nimi. I'm a psychic medium and a certified spiritual life coach. So by day, I have a corporate job in a pharmaceutical company, but my passion is really in the spiritual realm and supporting women, guiding them to be the best versions of themselves, to step into their power and live their best life. So yeah.
Oh, I love it, and that's amazing. Like you say, like stepping into your power, allowing others to empower other women, just being you here and us talking and saying this is possible, sharing our story, sharing our voice. That's a big step, I guess. So would you like um to tell me about a little bit what authenticity means for you?
Sure. So authenticity for me is all around coming home. So this is coming to your center and really being very much aligned from a mind, a body, and a soul level. So that's what it means to me, all
Definitely.
about coming
Coming
home.
home, that's beautiful. And it's very important. I like the word that you say coming home, because sometimes we think like going home or finding home somewhere else, when in reality we need to create that space. Our home is just this. This is our first home that we need to be comfortable with, that we need to know, to nurture. That's our own home, our own temple, and
Absolutely.
and the word that you say, that's key.
Yeah, and Natalia, you touched on sort of, about all of this in ourselves. And I guess that's one of the, for myself, that's one of the journeys around authenticity was really finding out about myself.
Yeah.
So most of my life, I actually thought I knew myself. But over the past few years is, when my spiritual journey began, that's when I really started to kind of, question how much I knew about myself. And I guess for me, one of the ways of doing that is just going inwards, actually, because
Right.
I honestly believe all the answers are within us. So the more you can kind of connect with yourself, understand yourself better, I find that this is when you can really start to be authentic.
Absolutely. Yeah, I found the same. Mainly the last year when we went very deep into knowing ourselves, uh, understanding or knowing. Let's say, because knowing yours, when we say knowing ourselves, involves a lot of things. So let's make a little bit more clear for people to understand, maybe. So knowing ourselves, I would say for me, is knowing what I like, knowing my values, that which is the key, is like the base of it. Knowing your values, knowing what is important for you, your priorities, knowing even your mindset, your belief systems, the ideas that is holding you back to do something, to just share yourself as who you want to be or who you are. And even I would say also knowing what you would like to put first, what is for you important and what is not, and understanding to say, even here is myself, here is my boundary, here is what I'm meant to be, to share, and what is not.
Absolutely. And you talk about boundaries. This is so important because learning to set boundaries can be very difficult initially because you change the way you are. Your perception. People think that, oh, she's suddenly saying no to things, or before she used to come to this place and now she doesn't. So it can be taken as quite a challenge, really, to be able to set those boundaries. But I think it's really important to set them because that's the only way that you will feel safe and will feel truly sort of authentic from that space.
Yeah, and also the boundaries not only it allow you to do that, it will also allow you to create a structure and a container to yourself.
Yes.
Say, this is my space, my safe space, like you say, creating that safe space for us. And then from that safe space, you share yourself.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you create that structure, that place where you think, not only in terms of mindset, also in an energetic level as well. When you know which boundaries are you able to accept, and you say, no, this is not for me, and that's okay.
And I'm so glad you brought energies into this because I think that is the center of everything, really. Because one of the ways that you can actually even see how authentic you are is to tune into energies. So that's tuning into your own energy as well as the energies around you.
Yeah.
So, as an example, if someone sort of asks you a question and you respond, it's interesting to kind of just reflect on that to see how that makes you feel inside your body and what energy is that, because
Yeah,
that can discern whether you're being authentic or not.
that's good. And I like what you say, feel, because being authentic is also understanding and becoming aware of our emotions,
Yes.
and how we feel things, and
Mm.
how we relate to others, how we tend to not only feel our body, ourselves, if also how we feel in the communication with others, in the relationship
Mm.
with our partner, with our family, in our work. So that
Yeah.
feeling, and the when I say energy, because I think, as you say as well, energy is very important, and understanding that everything is energy,
Mm.
and even the emotions that we feel, it's just energy movement.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh, so it's all interconnected, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And also the connection to yourself, like what sort of, how are you showing up in the world? And what is that energy that you bring?
Yeah.
I think this is also really important as well. So, yeah. But Natalia, you mentioned earlier on about limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
and this is another really, interesting topic, which really allows you to kind of understand yourself better.
Exactly.
So when I started this kind of spiritual work
Mm.
and really starting to kind of understand myself better, one of the things that came up for me was fear.
Mm.
Fear of showing up, of doing things, of like taking up space,
Mm.
doing lives on Instagram like I am right now. I had a lot of fear inside me, and
Mm.
I still do to some extent because this work continues
Yeah.
on and on. But I had to really do the deep work inside to understand, where is this fear coming
Mm.
from? And as I started to kind of explore that within myself, I realized that it was the fear of people's judgment,
Yeah.
because I wasn't good enough. And this, you have to then go deeper than this to really
Mm-hmm.
understand, well, where is this really coming from?
Mm-hmm.
And this can be circumstances, situations, from your younger self. And I came to the realization that because I was bullied uh, for looking
Yeah.
different, for
Oh.
talking differently, this had an impact in my life. And my safety then became being very quiet and not speaking up, and not taking up space, because this was a way of being safe.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it wasn't my authentic self. It was limiting myself to come out fully
Right.
in order to show my full expression. So we're going a bit deep here, but this
No,
was a
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's very important, to for you. You are being vulnerable to all of us here, and that is one of the key points of being authentic as well. Is sharing your vulnerability. Is being open enough for everyone to see. Yeah, this is me, and that's okay. And what you share about being bullied, feeling the fear of showing yourself, and going very deep on what is really that fear. It is very important, because sometimes, like you say, I felt fear for showing myself, for sharing in Instagram live, or sharing my voice. But why? The question that you ask yourself, I guess, it was why. Why is the root of this? What is the reason? And it takes a lot of courage to go deep. It takes a lot of courage.
absolutely, absolutely. And you have to face parts of yourself, and go back to situations that happen to you to really understand
Yeah.
deeply where that's coming from,
Mm.
and come to terms with it, so, it's not actually getting rid of the fear.
No.
It's really feeling it in your body and really understanding what it's trying to say to you, because there's always learnings from every situation that you face in life. So for me, this is all part of kind of uncovering other parts of myself so that I can be my most authentic self.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. It is. I really appreciate your honesty, and I'm sure a lot of people here are doing the same. Because when one person does it, it also allows other people to do as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that's a more beautiful gift that we can give to others.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you feel at the moment, because you say you're still working on that, is there any tools or anything that you would like to share that it allows you to keep being compassionate with yourself and going through that journey?
I mean, it's funny you asked that question, because just yesterday I went for a 3-hour somatic breathwork exercise in London, which was with Jim Morrison. And for anyone that's listening, I highly recommend him. It was so transformative. And honestly, I didn't think that a modality such as breathwork would have such a profound impact on me. And in the 3 hours that I was there yesterday, and we started the breathwork, I went with the intention of continuing to work with this fear that I have of shock. And, some of the scenarios that I'd faced when I was younger in school, when another child was bullying me, came up again, and through sort of tears and just, releasing those emotions again, I felt like another layer was unpeeled yesterday. So I honestly think that authenticity isn't a destination. You cannot say I'm fully authentic now. It's a journey that, if you're willing to travel, has the most amazing benefits to share with you.
It's a lifetime
Yes.
journey. It's
Yeah.
a lifetime journey. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it changes, right? Because as human beings, I believe our purpose on this earth is to evolve, to continue to develop.
Yeah.
And when you do that, your authenticity will continue to kind of change as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it could be like a misconception that some people has, that when a person is authentic to themselves, it's just, yeah, it's one thing and it's one person the same always. No, we are constantly transforming ourselves.
Yeah.
We are not even ourselves in our body are the same as yesterday.
Exactly.
So how do you expect that yourself, that ourselves are the same?
Yes.
We are constantly transforming, and our emotions transform depending on the experience that we live, depending on the sharings that we have with other people.
Yeah.
And that it means that yourself, ourself, everyone is constantly transforming and evolving and growing, and allowing ourselves and others to do that is, I find it super important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the other advice I'd like to share is just finding your tribe, finding your safe circle,
Yeah.
because sometimes it starts with this. We talked a bit about vulnerability, and it's not easy to become vulnerable with a big set of people. So, it's okay to start small.
Yeah.
Find your tribe. Find the people that are your cheerleaders, that are going to support you through
Absolutely.
this. And in that safe space, start to become vulnerable.
Exactly.
This is another a way of kind of just working towards that.
Yeah. And as you say that, I found it very important to try finding the right person for you to share yourself as the first step.
Yeah,
If you don't feel that was happened to me when I at the beginning I didn't feel so comfortable talking to different topics with everyone. I didn't feel I felt judged. That felt that feeling of, oh, I'm going to be rejected if I talk about energies, which I just love it. But I had that feeling of fear, and I'm finding the right person, the right friends, the family that you can feel supported. You can feel that they won't judge you.
exactly.
Wherever you say they it will came from a place of not
Yeah,
judgment, and creating that safe space for you to feel, to create that container with yourself is very important.
yes,
Mm.
yes. So there's something around kind of compassionate curiosity,
Mm.
where you're allowed to kind of explore and
Mm.
understand yourself better, but in a very safe
Yeah,
container, you know, where you can express whatever emotions that you have.
exactly. Yeah. And I guess it's because some people could say, well, I don't have those friends, I don't have that family.
Mm,
I am gifted with my family. I have to say that my family is the best things I can have in my life. And I have a big gift for that. They is very supporting. I have friends who support me a lot, but not everyone has that.
no,
Not everyone has that container that I can say, yes, go, go, go. We hold you. So what we could say to them is, one thing that it could help is finding things that you like to do.
mm,
Let's say I love ecstatic dance.
mm,
So let's say you like to dance, or you like to do pottery, or you like to do something else. Uh, Go to those places where you can find people that have similar uh, creative ways of doing things, or similar
the
um,
mindset, yeah, similar mindset.
very similar mind. Thank you. Similar mindset, so you can start knowing different people,
Yes,
because that's sometimes we feel like we are always with the same person and we cannot meet anyone else. No, when you feel in that position, you can start finding things that to do differently, to get out of that circle and start meeting new people.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's such a lovely, example of way of kind of doing something like that. Is just stepping out and finding something like that
Mm.
where you know that there's going to be people that have that common sort of mindset and would allow, that safe space for you to
Yeah.
share your emotions.
Yeah, and it doesn't, also doing the workshops that you did, the somatic breathwork workshop.
Yes,
Those type of workshop are, I would say, I love those type of workshop. I normally do those kind of things as well, because I love to go deep into everything. But I found those type of workshops very full, not only fulfill for myself, but knowing different people,
yes,
and you
yes.
start to create connections and relationship with them.
I'm just going to share a exercise that we
Oh,
did yesterday because
yes, please.
it was so profound.
Mm.
So when we came in, I just put my yoga mat next to a lady and I didn't even look at her at all.
Mm.
I just placed my mat, and everybody was doing their own thing. And the facilitator there, Tim, said, let's all do an exercise. I want you to turn next to the person that you're sitting
Mm.
with, and I want you to look into their eyes for a few minutes without saying anything. And I can't tell you, Natalia, it was one of the most amazing experiences because well, first of all, I looked at the lady and I was like, I can't believe I didn't even look at you when I sat down.
Yeah.
You know, how beautiful you are. You've got gorgeous eyes. And, you know, as I was getting deeper and deeper into it, I started seeing her in me. And I felt like we were one. You know?
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. And the connection was just so profound, you know. And, you know, when the time was up and Tim said, okay, you know, you can talk about your experiences, we had no words. We actually didn't even want to talk about what we felt. We just gave each other the
Oh,
tightest hug.
yeah. What beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that.
yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, coming back to the point you said about how you can find people in these kind of places that you can connect with.
Yeah.
And, you know, just understand each other in that level. So, yeah, it was amazing.
The exercise, I've done it a couple of times. I found it super profound. With any person that you do, it's different. And I'm going to share something. I done a similar exercise in a women's group. It was a retreat for a women's group where, and what I'm going to share is the idea of being seen and allowing ourselves to be seen, to see and being seen. So the exercise was to face a man,
Right.
were a circle of women and a circle of men. So to face a man in person of that, and just look at the eyes. And just for doing that, just don't say anything. Just look at the eyes of the other person. It could be, it doesn't matter who is in front of you. It's just look at the eyes of the person, and allowing yourself to be seen is super profound, because normally we don't do that.
No.
We felt like, oh, I better hide so no one see me, and no one can do anything and tell me anything, and
Absolutely.
that's simple exercise. If anyone who is listening now, try with your partner, with your friends, with anyone, and you will see how profound it's just to look at the eyes of the other person and allow yourself to be seen and to see the other person, because it's like you shared before with your experience, which perfect example is, at some point you just become one.
Yes.
The other person is just a mirror of you.
Yes. Totally, totally. And, you know, you talk about connections, and we have, you know, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, you know, TikTok, you name it. We have so many social platforms where you can connect with millions of people. Yet, I still feel we miss that sense of connection.
It's not the same. Yeah.
Not the same, is it? It's just not.
No.
And that ties in actually very nice with authenticity, because, you know, naturally people only show what they want to show on social media, including myself. I do this, you know,
We all do.
so
We all do.
yeah,
We all.
you know, that isn't a reflection of your most authentic self all the time. And humans need connection. They need that physical, emotional, spiritual connection.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's what everyone is looking for, even if they are not conscious about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you say, it's good that you touch the social media. How do you feel? Would you like to share? How do you feel yourself in relationship to social media and in your authenticity?
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, initially just setting up an Instagram account was hard enough. And this was because of the limiting belief that I spoke about earlier on, about fear, not being good enough, being judged by people for what I have to say. So, you know, I've had to do a lot of work on myself to be able to get to this stage and I'm so honored, Natalia, to do my first Instagram live with you. I couldn't have done it with a better person. So thank you for holding space for me from that respect. But as I said to you, it's a journey and it's something I'm continuously working on. And when I show up on social media, I make sure my hair's okay, I've done my makeup, I might do the lines again and again, I might record a reel 50 times, and I know on reflection that's not my authentic self. That's not me. So I am working on that and hopefully, over time, I'll be able to kind of overcome that and just be able to be myself. But it's a journey.
Yes, thank you for recognizing that, because like I said before, sharing all of this, it not only takes vulnerability, it takes a lot of courage. Just being you, sitting there, speaking to whatever is seen as now, but even the 1,000 people will listen to this conversation later. It takes a lot of courage. So I want you to recognize that from you, and thank you for being here and for sharing your story, sharing your experiences, and that's much appreciated for me, and I'm sure for everyone here. And what you say in social media, thank you for being so honest. You know what? Because there are a lot of people, and I noticed a lot that they're just trying to show something in social media when they are truly just not.
Yes.
And they miss the point of enjoyment of doing something or sharing something from a place of love, from a place of authentic self. Because for me, when I share, I struggle as well with Instagram. I just find like, but at the beginning I was a bit like, should I do it, should I not? But at some point I know that this, I want to share the voice, I want to share a message, and the truth is social media is the easiest way to do it. But how I can do it from a place where I feel comfortable doing it.
Yes, exactly.
At the moment, I am not posting a lot of time, or a lot of in like every day or every week, or like it's recommended to do, because I don't feel comfortable with that. I just don't feel comfortable doing spending a lot of time on social media. I just don't. And if I do it, I honestly know that I'm not going to enjoy it, and the other people will notice.
Yeah. And I just want to pick up on what you said about not feeling comfortable. This again is authenticity, right? Because, if you ever have to make a decision or you have choices to make or whatever, I just encourage everyone to just feel into their bodies, feel that energy, and really sense what is it that your soul is asking you to do, because that will always guide you in the right way.
Exactly.
That's your intuition speaking and saying, no, I'm not actually comfortable with this. Forget the algorithms. I know I'm supposed to post X number of times, but actually I'm not feeling like it today.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel good, just don't do it.
And that's okay.
Don't do it. And I know that marketing and all of the stuff maybe tell you something different, but in my experience, I don't do it because I just don't enjoy it if I don't do it from a place where I want to share something authentic to yourself.
Yes.
And it took me time to accept that, because everyone's saying, no, you can compare yourself. That's another thing that is very important to be aware. You can compare a lot in social media, and being authentic is also understanding what are you able to say yes and no, until what point you are going to say, well, yes, the other person, it can be doing that, but for me it doesn't work, and that's okay. being okay with what works for you and what it doesn't, what you enjoy and what you don't.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Totally.
and that came also from a place of knowing yourself. That's why
Yes, and
it's so important, those exercises that like the breath work that you do, or going to different therapy, or doing some other exercise of self-reflection, and doing some coaching, doing, or even if you want to go to psychology, wherever it works for you, just find that place, that container,
yeah,
that it allows you to know yourself better.
exactly. And just coming back to what I said about authenticity, for me, it's coming home.
Mm.
And exactly as you said, that's when you go insular. You turn inwards. You know,
Mm.
you don't look at the next person that's getting X number of followers and is doing reels every day or whatever. You turn inside and you ask yourself, what feels right for me? What sits good with me?
Mm.
And when you come from that space, you can really feel the difference in energy, I find.
Yeah, because something that or we don't know, or people don't know, and but unconsciously your intuition knows, is the people could someone, it could be telling or sharing a message with words in one way, but you can feel, check that in the next post that you can see, you can feel the energy of that people,
Yeah.
and the energy doesn't lie.
Yes.
The energy doesn't lie.
Agree. Couldn't agree more with you. Yeah. Totally.
So it's something that, yeah, to be aware as well.
Yeah.
But it's very important, like you say, connecting with that part of us that it says, that feeling of how it feels in my body. Like you say, how it feels in my body doing this. It feels good? Yes. If it doesn't feel good, so give another thought if you really want to do it or not.
Yes.
Yeah. I love our conversation. I could be talking like for hours with you.
Oh, same here. Loved it.
Do you think we touch how people can feel, or how we can embrace more authenticity in our relationship or our community? Do you think we talk about that, or
We spoke a bit
yeah,
about actually what, having a tribe or a set of
yeah,
friends where you feel a safe space.
yeah,
But also, it's just about, you know, having that awareness, right?
mm,
Of understanding, okay, when I'm speaking and saying things,
mm,
is this mine or has this come from someone else?
right, yeah,
You know,
yes,
so, and, that could be hard sometimes to actually discern between the two, because we've grown up so much of kind of learning from people around us about what's right, what's wrong, what to think, what not to think, what to
mm-hmm.
feel, that you almost have to unpeel that and think, actually, is this mine
Yeah,
or
yeah,
someone else's? And this can go with emotions as well, because if you're with someone and they're feeling a certain type of emotion, you can end up feeling that same emotion,
yeah.
but it's actually not yours. So yeah, it's a very hard practice actually to be able to kind of discern that.
But that's that what we say before. It's a life journey, and being this is a work that some people think that, maybe for one day to another I'm authentic. No, my love, no. It's a journey of knowing yourself. It takes
Exactly.
time to relearn or reprogram your mindset, that, like you said before, the limited beliefs. It could came when maybe you have 5 years old and you didn't even know about it. And
Yeah.
to go through those years, you need to pass all the rest, all the learnings, not only from your family, from your friends, from society.
Yeah.
There is a lot of learning that unconsciously we absorb and we take as ours, when in reality maybe is not serving us right now. So that takes time, and we need to be compassionate and gentle with ourselves. Don't think that by one day to another everything is going to change because I already changed my mindset. No, maybe it took you a little bit more time, and that's okay. What is the rush? That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no time frame you can put on this, is there?
No. And
Yeah,
like you said before, it's always keep doing the work every day.
exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I just love this conversation.
Great.
As a last question, I would like to ask you, what would be your advice for someone that is struggling right now? If you had to give one advice, let's say one,
Yeah.
to someone who's struggling to be authentic or to connect with that authenticity, what would be your advice? Like the first step for them to do?
My advice would be to have the courage to take off that mask that you're wearing.
Amazing.
I think I'll leave it as that because there's probably not much more to
Like
say than
boom. Yeah, exactly.
my drop.
I wrote, yeah, done. I think that's it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just start from there. Just have the courage
Mm, yeah,
to do that.
absolutely. Wow. I just love this ending. I love it. I just want to thank you. Thank you, Nimi, because I love our conversation. I think we have beautiful insights. And yeah, thank you for being the first one in this matter time. I really appreciate your time here with me and with everyone who is watching right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Natalia, for creating such a beautiful space. I've absolutely loved it. Thank you.
No, thank you. And I hope we will do maybe another time, another one. Yeah. I send you a lot of love, Nimi, and to everyone. And
Yeah.
soon this post will be available for all of you to
See
watch.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
all of you. Bye bye.